sharing her belief with a schoolmate? All right. Give her attention to Sister Collier.
Hey Blake, what's up?
Hey, not much, just eating lunch and reading a little bit.
Well, cool. What are you reading?
It's a little invitation to the memorial of Jesus Christ's death. I'm a Jehovah's Witness, so it's something that we attend annually.
Oh yeah, that's right. Every year Jehovah's Witnesses come to our door and try to give us those invitations. Maybe you could answer a couple questions?
Okay.
Why is the memorial of his death so significant, and does it really have to be done every year?
Well, those are actually really good questions, and the only way I can really answer them is using the Bible if you have a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, the first scripture we could look up is Luke 22, verse 19. Luke chapter 22, verse 19. And that says, "Also he took a loaf, gave thanks, broke it, and gave it to them, saying, 'This means my body, which is to be given in your behalf. Keep doing this in remembrance of me.'" So here Jesus and his apostles are at the Last Supper, and he commanded his apostles to keep doing this in remembrance of him. So that's why we do it annually. And another scripture we can look up is 1 Corinthians 11:26. And that says, "For as often as you eat this loaf and drink this cup, you keep proclaiming the death of the Lord until he arrives." So the memorial calls special attention to the significance of the death of Jesus Christ and the outworking of God's purpose. And did you notice it said keep proclaiming the death? So that's why we go door to door.
Okay, so I understand why you do it every year, but why did Jesus even have to die?
Well, I'm sure you've heard the story of Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
Adam and Eve were promised everlasting life, and when Adam sinned, that everlasting life was taken away from them and all of their offspring. But when Jesus died, his death provided a perfect human sacrifice that was needed to ransom all Adam's offspring, which is all people. And so it would be possible for billions of people who exercised faith to live forever on a paradise earth as God originally purposed. Another scripture we can look up is Hebrews 9, verse 15. And when I get there, do you want to read that one?
Sure.
Hebrews 9, verse 15.
"So that is why he is a mediator of a new covenant, in order that because a death has occurred for their release by ransom from the transgressions under the former covenant, the ones who have been called might receive the promise of everlasting inheritance."
So by maintaining integrity down until he died, Jesus proved that Adam's sin was not due to any flaw in the Creator's design, but he showed that it's possible for a human to maintain perfect godly devotion, even under severe pressure to do wrong. And one last scripture we can look up, you're probably familiar with, is John 3:16. And could you read that one too? John 3.
"For God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, in order that everyone exercising faith in him might not be destroyed, but have everlasting life."
So again, the scripture is saying that God gave his only Son in order that people would have a chance of everlasting life.
Yeah, so Jesus knew what his purpose was, what he would go through, and he also knew that he had to prove he was faithful under severe tests. That must have been a tremendous burden.
Right, and just think about it. If Jesus would have failed that test, it would have not only brought reproach against his Father, but it would have brought tremendous loss to humankind. And it's because of all this that the memorial of Jesus' death is so important and significant to us.
Thanks a lot. I think I'll come again.
Well, we appreciated that. That was Maddy's first talk. It's good to see one's in the school for the first time. It's very good too. And Blake, we appreciate how you really answer those questions using the scriptures. And the scriptures answered her questions exactly. So that was very good. And I saw how you were really prepared, so you had good visual contact. You sat there and looked at her, kind of stared at her a little bit. No, not in a bad way, but in a good way, because what you said really added emphasis to what you were saying by your eye contact. You weren't looking at your nose or looking off to the side, but you were looking at her, and that's good. And also, I liked your conclusion. It was effective because it was short. And it says here, a simple, direct, positive conclusion is always appreciated. So you kind of summed up the points of why it was important, and you used the same words and why it was significant, I think she asked, and why we do it annually. So it was good, good conclusion, too. We appreciate your hard work on that.